The Turnpike Sports Pro Football Pick segment is brought to you by Betfred Sportsbook. Never miss a bet with Betfred Sportsbook. Betfred Sports brings over 50 years of experience through the United States betting industry. Straight bets, in-play wagering, parlay cards, teasers, and more. Head on over to BetfredSports.com or download the Betfred Sportsbook app in Colorado, Iowa, or Arizona and get in on all the action today. New signups will receive up to $250 in free bets when wagering $50. Download the Betfred Sportsbook app today. Offer valid in Colorado, Iowa, and Arizona only. Visit BetfredSports.com for terms and conditions. Please gamble responsibly. If you have any questions or concerns about your gambling or someone close to you, call 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-BETS-OFF in Iowa, 1-800-NEXT-STEP in Arizona, and 1-800-522-4700 in Colorado.
Welcome to NFL Week 7. This is the Turnpike Sports Pro Football Pick segment sponsored by Betfred Sports. We're here again in Week 7 here. The NFL season is moving right along here. We're going really quick.
By the way, I would like to thank Betfred Sports for some of these lines this week. Wow, I'm seeing some good stuff here.
Some very interesting lines.
Very interesting lines. I'm loving it.
So the NFL season hasn't panned out the way I think a lot of people expected. I mean, if you look at some of these divisions, the AFC West isn't as good as people thought it was going to be. The NFC East, if it wasn't for the Commanders, that'd be one of the strongest, not the strongest division. The AFC East is also doing some amazing things. You've got the Bills, Jets. The Dolphins, once they get healthy, could actually be in the mix, and the Patriots seem to be moving in the right direction as well.
Yeah, no, I'm very excited for this week because some of the lines, I see some value. I see some great stuff here. So
I just
check out Betfred Sportsbook.
Yes.
It's a really good week.
But as we said, this is the Pro Football Pick segments powered by Betfred Sports. This is every week we go through 3 games each. We do no money line bets. It's only spreads and totals.
Yep.
And usually we do Tuesday lines. We were at a conference the other day, so we're not using Tuesday lines this week. We're using Wednesday lines.
Absolutely.
Again, as always, before you place your bets, check the lines, check the game lines. Don't go by what we have here. By the time this airs, the lines will change at game time. And I've been seeing a lot of movement in a lot of these lines this week.
Well, it's very interesting. Like I said, the lines are very interesting this week, and we had a great week last week. Both of us had winning weeks. Well, I got to tell you,
that felt good to have another winning week.
I guess you call me again consistent. Every week I've gone 2-1, which is good. I'm winning. I'm winning money, so I'm consistent. Hopefully, I'll keep it going. And I got to tell you, I'm excited about some of these games this week. I'm
looking forward to this weekend.
I'm loving it. Yeah.
Well, with that, let's head on over to the first game of the week.
So I have the honor this week of going first because I think you went first last week. So
I've been doing the even weeks. You're doing the odd weeks.
Well, I'm going with your favorite team and the hot team of the NFL. I'm going with the New York Jets visiting the Denver Broncos. Denver is favored by 1.5, and the total is 39.5 points. I'm sticking with the Jets. I mean, my God, this is an indication of how weird this NFL season has gone. I'm actually making money with the Jets. I don't think I've ever done that before. Plus 3.5, I took them against Miami. They won. Plus 7, I took them against Green Bay. They went into Lambeau and beat the Packers. And they've really shown me something. And quite frankly, I'm surprised they're an underdog. I mean, the way Denver has been playing. But here's some numbers for you. This is my thinking. The Jets are 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 road games, while the Broncos are 3-7 against the spread of their last 10 games overall, and 3-11 against the spread in their last 14 games against the AFC. The Jets are hot. The trend is there. Why not ride the New York Jets until you don't ride them anymore? I'm taking the Jets in this one.
Well, I have this game as well.
Okay.
I was watching the Monday night game that Denver was just in recently, and Russell Wilson started.
Wasn't that grueling to watch?
The first quarter was interesting because Russell Wilson started out 10 for 10 in the first quarter, passing-wise. And then the Chargers finally realized, put pressure on him, shut down the run, and he was not the same quarterback after that. And shutting down the run and putting pressure on the quarterback is exactly what the Jets defense has been doing all season long.
I love the Jets defense.
The one thing I noticed doing some research on these games, New York is 1-4 against the spread in Denver.
Oh, really? Okay.
The last 5 games in Denver, they're 1-4 against the spread. This year, the Jets are 3-0 against the spread on the road. They're 4-2 against the spread this entire season. Now you add in the mix that Russell Wilson now has an ankle injury to go along with his shoulder issues. You've got the Jets defense coming in, is ranked number 9 now overall.
How good was the Jets in Lambeau?
Yes.
Their defense was just unstoppable.
And you've also got an offensive line in Denver that's hurt too.
Yeah.
Just like Green Bay's was. I'm very curious to see exactly. The Jets never do play well in Denver, and that bothers me a little bit here. But again, given what's going on this season, I'm still kind of shocked that the Jets aren't getting a little respect here from the book. I know this opened up at like a +3 for the Jets, and now it's down to +1.5, and it's been moving. And I have a feeling by the time kickoff rolls around here, you may see this at a pick'em.
I'm definitely taking the Jets now.
Well,
so when we say lines change, this could be one of those games where the line may be moving.
The line is
toward,
already moving everywhere.
When we get closer to game time, and the totals really 39.5. Wow,
yes.
that's a kind of a low total.
Well, I'm also going to go with the Jets +1.5.
All right,
let's head on over to the second game of the week.
I'm going with the Green Bay Packers visiting the Washington Commanders. The spread is the Packers favored by 5.5, and the total is 41.5. I mean, the Green Bay Packers have hit a rough patch in the season, losing to 2 New York teams. But the good news for the Packers is they're not playing a team from New York this week. They're playing the Washington Commanders, who is just what the Packers needed right now, a team they can just beat up on. The Packers are 11-5 against the spread in their last 16 games against the NFC opponent, and 13-4 against the spread. And get this, I love this one. They're 13-4 against the spread in their last 17 games when they play on grass. I mean, the Commanders are just a bad team. I mean, that's not a news flash for anyone, and I expect Green Bay to win by at least a touchdown. So 5.5, absolutely Green Bay Packers.
Well, my next game is the Atlanta Falcons traveling to Cincinnati to play the Bengals. The Bengals are favored by 6. There's an over-under of 47.5 at this time. There's no rationality to explain the Falcons this year. They're 6-0 against the spread for the season. They're the only team that's undefeated against the spread. They've scored when they've had to. They've kept their defenses played extremely well. All their games have been close games. And it's very interesting to watch how that team with Marcus Mariota as a quarterback has been playing, because that offense just seems to pop up when they need offense. When they need defense, that defense is there. Their games are – there's no consistency in terms of how many points they're scoring between games. And until I see something different with the way Cincinnati's playing this year, Cincinnati is very inconsistent. They're not doing like what they were doing last year in terms of their offensive output. Maybe Joe Burrows was a very lucky quarterback last year, and it made it to the Super Bowl just riding his luck. I just haven't seen the same Bengals team. And until I see something different here, I got to go with the Falcons +6.
Ooh, okay. Interesting.
Let's head on over to the third game of the week.
Well, my next game is the New York Giants visiting the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jaguars are 3-point favorites, and the total is 42.5. I think this week I'm going to do a parlay, my New York underdog parlay, because I'm going with another underdog New York team because I really like the Giants. I like the way they've been playing. They're on a 3-game winning streak, and I think this has the possibility to be 4. The Giants are 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 games, and Jacksonville is just not doing very well. They're at 4-9 against the spread in their last 13 home games and 3-11 against the spread in the last 14 games overall. This is going to be, I think, a very low-scoring game. I think it's going to be very close, and I actually think I might put an under on this game as well, but I'm actually taking the Giants I think they can actually win outright, but I'm certainly taking the underdog Giants in this one.
I had that game as my third game of the week.
Really?
I just know the Jaguars play the Giants tough, and regardless of who's coaching where, which one, I just kind of didn't know.
Yeah,
and I still, my initial thinking was, why were the Giants not favored in this game?
I'm not joking. I'm going to do a New York underdog parlay. Yeah. Your Jets and the Giants.
I would have picked the Giants as well in this. Mm-hmm. I had that all set up in my initial notes here, but I actually ended up going with the Kansas City Chiefs visiting the San Francisco 49ers.
I looked at this one. Yeah,
the Chiefs right now are favored by 3. Mm-hmm. Over under 48.5, and if you look at last week's game, the Chiefs were playing extremely well against the Bills. Both of those teams may be the 2 best in the AFC, if not the league.
Yeah.
But again, you did notice that the Kansas City offense seems to be missing a gear or two. And again, Tyreek Hill's not there. I think it's more of Mahomes still getting used to the new type of offense without Hill there. Mm-hmm. And I think Buffalo actually improved their defense, which is one of the reasons why they won that game.
Well, and also Josh Allen is playing out of his mind this year.
I've never seen a quarterback hurdle somebody like that before.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
But again, it's not a matter of the Chiefs' offense right now because the Chiefs can score. They've got the offense. They're fine offensively. It's the San Francisco 49er defense that's the problem. They're hurt everywhere, just about. They got no Bosa. When you don't have a Bosa, you don't got nothing in that defense. Some of their defensive backs are still hurt, as a matter of fact. The offense doesn't seem to be clicking anymore, even with Garoppolo there and Deebo Samuel. There's something missing in that team. And even though the Niners have been able to keep games close and not win outright in a lot of places, and they are still one of the better teams in the NFC, I don't know what the defensive issues they're having. They can keep up with that Kansas City offense. I'm going Kansas City and laying the points. Mm-hmm. All right, that's our 3 picks for the week each. Let's do a recap for everybody at home.
All right, I'm taking the underdog New York Jets. They're plus 1.5 visiting the Denver Broncos. And I'm also taking the Green Bay Packers, who are favored by 5.5 points over the Washington Commanders. And my second New York underdog pick is the New York Giants, who are plus 3 visiting the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm taking the Giants. And like I said, I might take the under in this game because I don't think there's going to be a lot of scoring. And I might do a underdog New York parlay this week. Very interesting.
Well, for me, I took the Jets plus 1.5. I did the Falcons plus 6, and I did the Kansas City Chiefs laying the 3 points against the Niners. These picks will be up on the Turnpike blog, turnpikesports.us. Click on the blog button. You'll see our picks in written form. Feel free to comment on the blog. Reach out to us, info@turnpikesportsradio.com.
Yeah, give us your picks.
Yep, even comment on the Instagram. And Instagram is at Turnpike Sports Radio. Twitter, we have at Turnpike Sports, at Turnpike Bets. You can also follow us there. Mm-hmm. And also on Facebook, it's Turnpike Sports. So please reach out and let us know your thoughts and enjoy your NFL Sunday.
And that'll do it for us this week. We'll see you next time on the Turnpike.